Welcome, everybody. The crypto market is exploding right now. The question on everyone's mind is the bull run back? Are we about to see Bitcoin retest new all-time highs, or are we officially breaking the bull market go or no-go sign? Well, all of that in tonight's episode, tonight's live stream, whatever you want to call it. We'll get into it all. Bitcoin again ripping up in the charts today, printing over 2.2% gain on the day. But there is something to be very mindful of here, that it's a Bitcoin-driven pump. We see on many altcoins, XRP, for example, down 1%, Monad down about 4.5%. You got a number of altcoins actually struggling, and then some real fringe ones going wild. For example, ICP up 22.5%, XMR up around 10%. I was actually looking at that as a trade opportunity as well. I didn't trade it, but yeah, it looks pretty wild. The one I was in, the HBAR trade, that turned out to be a pretty good trade as well. So we closed that now, but yeah, it was a nice little trade on HBAR. But overall, markets looking very, very optimistic. So we're going to be breaking down what's going on. Let's take a look at this tariff stuff from today, because in my opinion, the Supreme Court secretly made a decision today in terms of their view of tariffs, and I don't think they can go back on it. We touched on this a little bit yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about the big vote tomorrow, which I think, right, it's just my view. And I welcome everyone's chats here. I welcome everyone's chats on YouTube as well. My view is this could be the catalyst that changes everything. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that for hype. I don't say that for FOMO, but it could. We could see if we do another, for example, right? Let's say tomorrow markets go bullish again. We need, in theory, a 4% move on BTC tomorrow breaks the bull market go or no go zone. 4%. That's it. If we get the bill to the Senate with a few amendments, which we'll touch on tonight, that all goes green, then we could easily see 4% on BTC tomorrow. Continuation of the momentum, volumes coming in. I'll talk about institutions yesterday when we saw that massive spike. BlackRock buying well over $270 million of Bitcoin in the last 20 minutes of trading. Like, what? Do they know something's coming that we don't? Anyway, we'll break all of that down in tonight's live stream. It's going to be great. As always, if you haven't already hit the like button, hit the subscribe button when you come in. Don't have to do it in the minute. Just watch it, enjoy it, see what you think of it at the end. And if you do, obviously hit that subscribe button. Likewise, TikTok, drop us a couple of follows. Would appreciate that as well. Okay, good. From what I read on the Clarity Act, I wasn't a fan. Really, Fat Sonic? Yeah, I would. I would. There are clearly some elements that are going to be put forth for investor protection. But the bulk of it, when you start talking about wash trading, managing exchanges, proof of reserves, like all of these stuff is what we want to see. They're all about transparency in the market, right? All about it. It's not delayed. Tariffs are. Tariffs, I've heard the rumor, by the way, tariffs could be delayed till June. What? But no, the market structure bill will go ahead tomorrow. We're excited about that one. Lots of people want to see it in, done, and dusted. There's a couple of amendments we'll touch on in just a minute. But let's get into the charts. Let's see what's going on. Here it is. Look, Bitcoin on the 12-hour breaking the 200 exponential moving average. Very bullish here. Very bullish on BTC, and actually bullish with volume support with an RSI and MACD trend breakout, which is very good news. You can see it here. Look, very nice breakout here on the MACD. TikTok, I'll bring you over here so you guys can see it as well. Always good that you guys can see what is going on here on the chart. So let me just zoom Marino in. There you go. Look, perfect. So yeah, nice little breakout. Bitcoin in the building. What's going on, bro? Welcome in. Don't forget, like I said, share us out. Let people know. Magic Craig says, am I right? They added a whole bunch of other amendments. Yes, a little bit. We'll touch on exactly what they are in a little bit. Linear 6%. Anyone holding? I'm not, in fairness. Good evening, 2-Bit. What's going on? Betamax, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Cheese is here as well. Good to see you as always. Swamp, Craig, Tomato Pete, the gang. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Griff's jumped in as well. What's going on, Griff? So yeah, nice little breakout here on BTC. We talked about yesterday, didn't we? The potential cup and handle pattern. Is that what played out? Look, here we go with the handle and kaboom, off we go. Are we going to see a retest of around 99,000 over the next 24 hours? We even said that Hong Kong and Shenzhen looked a little bit tasty as we come off the open, and then absolutely the US markets come in. Now, what's super interesting about the US market today is PPI came in hot, everybody, which is kind of wild if you think about it. It came in hot, which is surprising. And yeah, this is given all the stuff that Trump's doing. Now, I do believe it's more of a delay, but yeah, pretty interesting that we got that. So recorded a slight decrease in the latest release. Figure came in at 0.2%, falling short of the forecasting figures. So we actually came in a little bit bearish on PPI. US markets, they were like, who the hell cares? We're just going to buy the dip. And in fact, when you take a look at this, ETF flows, what did we say yesterday? that pump that we got, watch out, we could see ETFs go green. And some of you guys in the chat, I can't remember who it was like, oh, is this ETFs buying? Well, look at this. BlackRock went from negative to, well, about 1,800 BTC to putting in a positive of 126.3 million $1 million, right? Pretty interesting. In fact, every single one of the ETFs turned green on this key that we track. Now, what's even more interesting is we're seeing yet again a sea of green with the only one being coin shares that are a little bit out. Hold on, TikTok can't really see this. Sorry, TikTok. There you go. With only Coinbase, only a little bit out. So yeah, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting that we got that massive spike in the market and all of the ETFs turned green. So, probably worthwhile thinking about, okay, what does this look like for, okay, my computer seems to have crashed completely. Oh, there we go. We're back. Let's see what it looks like this evening when we get the market closures in about, 50 minutes time. So yeah, pretty interesting indeed. Okay. So here we can go. Look, Bitcoin, 97,500. Now, what's interesting with the price of BTC, by the way, is that we are obviously incredibly, what's the word I would use? We're like super overhyped out. We were like, yes, Bitcoin's going to the moon. Like, here we go. It's time to get exciting. We're still below 100K, right? We're still below the bull market go or no go zone. So we need to just move this down here a little bit so we've got it up. So here's the Bitcoin bull or no go zone that we want to keep an eye out for. We're looking for this. What do I think kind of happens here? We're definitely going to get some sort of retest on here. Now, I wonder if you could Fibonacci this from the retest zone. I wonder if that would work. I mean, I'm going rogue here, by the way, folks. We're going rogue here. So if we did that to, let's see, the breakout line. Oh, look, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So do we get a bounce off this 786, 96,000? I mean, it's not really the way you should do a Fibonacci, just FYI, but this cup and handle pattern is super interesting. And, historically we see cup and handles, retest, and then that generally happens after that, doesn't it? Big breakout to the upside. Volume support here. Look at this. Nice little bit of volume support. RSI, MACD trend is definitely positive as well. So, good little breakout here. We can't deny this fact. It's a nice breakout here on the charts. Definitely a positive move to the upside. And again, this is a good news story. Now, what's interesting, though, about this move, and we'll get into some more nuances and specifics in just a minute, is that altcoins aren't coming with us, which is super, super weird. So the overall total market here, 1.5% up on the day, around $3.26 trillion. Total 2, which is just ticked over a trillion, 1.03, pretty flat. And then the altcoin market, in essence, everything minus Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins, negative 2%. Which is kind of interesting if you think about kind of where that is, negative 2%. What's also worth noting here, by the way, is that the reserves on banks' liabilities absolutely dumping its backside off, which is, again, super interesting here, everybody. Super, super interesting. Why can't this bring the chart up? Oh my God, there it is. So, yeah, I don't know if you can see this, down 10%. Like, what? Now, that could be the fact that you've had gold and everything else come down, but yeah, the capital liabilities deposits with FR banks, also reserve balances, the US Treasury's general account. Again, what's this showing us? That we are seeing some nice liquidity heading back to the market. So this generally coincides, by the way, with big moves in the market. So you can see here, look, back in June, this is when we saw liquidity being drained out of the GA. And again, you can see this pushing back up. So pretty much in line where we are. But if we can kind of see this coming down, expect BTC, in my opinion, to go up. So some very, very important indicators right now that are showing some really interesting statistics and some really interesting charts at the same time as well. BTC dominance is rallying. There's no surprise on this. We talked about the price of BTC going up, but BTC dominance is going up. It isn't unusual, I think, to see this given the demand from an institutional perspective and obviously the big news we've got coming tomorrow, especially with that, the clarity out that's going to, potentially go to the Senate floor, right? So it's the House that's going to vote on it. It goes to the Senate floor. Hopefully they push it through pretty quick, right? Hopefully they push it through pretty quick, but we'll see. But yeah, and then ETH dominance actually doing a decent job as well. As you can see, everything else in comparison to BTC's down. A couple of key things to think about. We want to see this capitulate continuously down. USDC, USDT dominance dumping, generally seen as a good sign. Like we said, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana having a nice little break and broke this support line. So you might get a little bit more momentum here on Sol. Again, depending on what you do, depending on how you trade, then, these could be the kind of breakouts you're looking for and potentially starting to see that. But that would be a nice potential break here on Solana. Once again, you can see this respect here of the 50-day EMA. So, if you're brand new to trading, by the way, then you should definitely get in our Discord. It's totally free to get involved in there. And equally, like I said, just ask as many questions, try and practice what you can, but EMAs, go and learn all about them. There's some really key indicators as to where you could see markets moving from and where you've got key price areas that certainly you could get pushes from. In the broader market, you've got Aerodrome, nice little move here, up 4.5%, great news. 23% on ICP. I mean, I said this thing was dead. I mean, it's still only $4.48, depending on what price you got in. If you caught this pump, grats. I don't know why it's going crazy, but hey, a 23% move on ICP is pretty interesting. Jupe, nice little move here at 5%. Some good numbers. XMR is dumping, interestingly enough. So this was bullish. Like I thought it was going to break. Oh, it did break 800. So this is probably a sell. Excuse me. This is probably a sell-off from 800. But Monero absolutely skyrocketing. But look at memes. Memes taking a hit today. Pump the only one turning green. So really confusing markets in some respects. Ultimately, you want to see Bitcoin pushing back up. This is where we'll indicate bull market or no bull market, in my opinion. So if we see BTC continually pushing, great news. Those candles are pretty big, but at the same time, liquidity is very, very small. Just jumping ahead, you can see futures contracts coming in. Some pretty sustained volume here. Nothing crazy, though, and I think this is worth noting, by the way. No insane futures contracts just at the minute. Everything's kind of chill. Everything's kind of just relatively flat. We need to say 97.6, 97.7. Maybe we get some pretty nice moves coming in. We will see. But in terms of futures contracts, it's relatively, let's call it sustained. I think is probably a good idea within that. So certainly worth going to be keeping his eyes out. And certainly, in my opinion, keeping bullish. Casey, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Hope you're all doing well. And welcome into the live stream. If you're just joining us, sorry, I didn't move my other phone, so I couldn't see what you guys were saying. But yeah. Anyway, geez, just be realistic with the chart. It's been seeing. What's Craig says, yes, we need to break the bull run go zone, or we are due for a complete this happens. We will not see the bull run this year. I mean, yeah, maybe. The bull market go on no go zone would be such a big psychological break that people, in my opinion, will go, yeah, okay, the bull run's back on. Like you will, in my opinion, you will see a FOMO amount of capital coming back into this market. Doesn't mean we can't come down and retest. For anything, though, my opinion is we stay above this. That doesn't mean, though, by the way, we couldn't go into here, break, come back down, maybe retest, maybe even retest back down again. Will this signal that the bull market moves over? No. If the 200 EMA is here, you come down to the EMA, that would depict the bull market. So, we could come down to the EMA and then we bounce back higher. That's absolutely a thing. People will profit, understand, people will profit take at 100K. I don't know if we got the price on. So futures contracts are 200, just at that singular price point. I don't know if we'll be able to pull up, let's see, 100K here on the sell wall. So 314 Bitcoin, of which 1,598 Bitcoin is what we need to basically absorb from a selling perspective to get to that point. Times by the current price of 97,500. Bear in mind, this would average go up. You're talking the best part of like 175 million to get us to this point as a singular buy. You might end up at that point. It's very, very, very unlikely. But look, if we can continue with a sustained move to the upside, all right, we'll take it. We'll take it. Okay, that gives you a quick look at the markets. Let's keep an eye on it. Now, important, a couple of key things here. Look, Bitcoin entering the new year with constructive momentum. It has felt different. We always said 2026 may end up being a pretty good month and may even set up the year. We can see here, look, that 98K retest on liquidity is the key bit. And more importantly, the historical significance of that 100K supply zone, right? So these are some really, really key important levels that we're looking at. The strategy watch, the DAT net flow. So this is looking at ETFs, government treasuries, net flows, and everything else. Starting to tick to the upside, okay? Good news, right? Is Congress voting clarity? Yes. Yeah. We'll talk about that shortly as well. Thanks for the follow for the event, Pineapple. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So yeah, the strategy watch here. So you got a lot of ticking up from institutional money, which again is good news story as well. The 25 delta skew normalization. Again, you can see here, what have we got? Well, look, you've definitely got an uptick now slightly on the 1 month and the 3 months. And again, the green at the 6 month level is pretty flat as well. So, what we can see here is the correlation between the Bitcoin price and that kind of uptick. And then implied volatility index, what do we think is going to happen? Well, downtrending here. Why? Leverage is unwinding. We touched on this yesterday. leverage from traders is unwinding a little bit. You saw it with the shorts yesterday. You saw it with the attempt at liquidating the longs. What does this mean? We should get less huge volatile moves in the market, all right? Dead important to think about that. But deleveraging from larger positions is generally seen as a good news story. You can align that to where we've seen, historically moves in the market, etc. Deleveraging, de-risks, all right? Important. Illuvium Crypto Web3 Gaming. Is Illuvium still going? We used to look at that. Not so much now anymore, but yeah, anyway, 3 really important charts for you guys to keep your eyes out for. Now, what else have we got going on? Well, this is a beautiful little graphic. Look at this. Every other asset is dumping hard, with Bitcoin rallying. Now, the obvious question then that is led to everybody, you would say, well, hold on a minute. If we've got, a lot of other particular assets, and remember, these are based on 24-hour moves, all the rest of it, but lots dumped early before US markets opened. Well, what does it mean? Does it mean we're seeing the rotation? Actually, look at silver. It's losing its mind right now at over 7%. Now, why is this important? FOMO is a real thing. People will be FOMOing silver like you won't believe. Did you see that? I tweeted this out, actually. Did you see this on silver? They stopped silver buying. Like, can you believe that? It's insane. RH, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in, pal. Good to see you, man. Zach Hudson as well. Good to see you, buddy. See you there. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, so I tweeted this out earlier. Well, I actually tweeted a couple of things out, which I thought were pretty crazy today. I tweeted this, which was a completely AI-generated Brad Garlinghouse video on YouTube, which is insane, by the way. And I also put out, or replied to, I don't know if you guys saw this. No, the H-bar thing. Let's go, baby. That H-bar trade was great. Man, where is it? Where is it? How do we... Oh, here we go. Dear valued customer, the US Mint suspended all sales of silver. Like, what? We're working expendituriously to update pricing in order to maintain product value, but however, we wanted to communicate in advance in case you notice changes to the United States Mint website due to metal cost pricing adjustments and have been evaluated across a number of numeric products. In addition, rapidly rising silver prices may result in the numismatic products being temporarily removed from sale while pricing is updated. What? Silver has been removed from the US Mint. They can't keep up with demand. That is absolute FOMO. Why are people FOMOing into it? Because it's going crazy. Maybe Bitcoin's next. Maybe everyone's going to be like, oh my God, Bitcoin is like the undervalued asset. Let's get into it. Russell looks pretty bullish as well right now. So yeah, pretty interesting here. And actually, when you look at that, it's kind of an insane chart, isn't it? An insane chart. So yeah, but lots of crazy stuff going on. And like I said, these are all at market opens. You can see here. And then obviously we saw the rally where everything's kind of coming in. But certainly when you look at the positions of the Dow and the S&P, like they're pretty interesting today. Is the rotation finally happening? Is everyone going into Bitcoin? Well, CZ thinks we're going at 200K. Let's go, CZ. Binance founder CZ says Bitcoin reaching $200,000 is the most obvious thing in the world to him. Now, very political answer, by the way. He didn't say when. Think about that. Banks are in a doom loop for shorting silver for so long. Well, that's it. Also, don't forget, they did accumulate gold at rates never before seen. What does that tell us? There is an argument to say if the banks are accumulating something, it probably tells you something's about to happen. Because the whole banking system is a scam. Everyone, knows my opinion of the banking system. I don't mean they scam you out of money, but essentially the model is designed to minimize your returns and maximize theirs. But we know the banks were accumulating commodities, gold, silver, like lunatics. What are they doing now? We know that there are banks getting to custody crypto. JPM Coin is an example. BlackRock buying huge amounts. Even Bank of America releasing their Q4 results were insane gains. I mean, literally, like you can write it like pretty epic ones. I've seen someone predict Bitcoin in a resulting shock 10 million. Wow, I mean that would be pretty crazy. The banks have been ripping us up. 100% Casey. I think he works for himself and probably Asta, Kev, but I'm not sure. Having to buy the cover their positions only driving price up. Yeah, I mean, we're not seeing a lot flowing from the repo debt, though, which is kind of interesting. So, lots of optimism, lots of FOMO optimism. Everyone's like, oh my God, the Bitcoin bull market's back. We're all going to the freaking moon now. Tired of crypto here, giving us a reality check. And I do think this is important. This is why we have the bull market go or no-go zone. It says here, Bitcoin bulls in denial. Timing is the same. Momentum is the same. The only thing that would make me believe the 4-year cycle is broken is a new all-time high in Q1 and Q2 2026. Are we just overhyped because we've been so suppressed for such a long time. Maybe, all right? Maybe. Is this the market cycle top? Was it there in October and we're not doing anything? Well, like I said, it's a very different cycle to 2021. It's a different cycle to 2017. It's a different cycle to 2013. Very much different. Lots of institutional buying, money flowing everywhere. More money than we probably know what to do with, in my opinion. Certainly being purchased for Bitcoin. But yeah, maybe Titan of Crypto's right. Maybe it's all a bubble and we're going to zero. That would be a disaster. But at the minute, look, we'll take that. We'll take like a 7.5% gain in 2 days. I'll take that on BTC, baby, all day long. And hopefully we see that. There you go. Look, yeah, 6.41% in 2 days. Fairground, I think that's absolutely true as well. And a lot of that will debate on what comes tomorrow and what doesn't. Now, really quickly, before I go into the main discussion point this evening, which is all about the Clarity Act, what they've done differently, that market structure bill, what can we expect, when are we going to hear about it, etc. I want to just double on the name of this particular stream, which is, as you well know, tariffs, all right? Because I think it's worth noting here specifically on the tariffs. And in my view, for what it's worth, right? For what it's worth, I absolutely believe that the Supreme Court laid their cards for everyone to see today. And I'll tell you why I think that was in a minute. So, essentially what happened today with the Supreme Court, they voted to delay the tariff announcement. Oh, they didn't even vote, really. They were just like, oh, yeah, we're going to just delay this vote again. So you have to kind of play a narrative through, I think, right? I think, in my opinion, which is, do you believe that given everything that's going on, given the demand on it, and kind of this bit where we're like, everyone's just like, oh, like you need to do it, that actually we are seeing this very much different. Now, odds haven't really changed, but I don't think that matters. The fact here is the Supreme Court said, well, yeah, we're not going to vote on it again. Okay, why not? Why not? You were meant to vote on it last week. I think they were trying to delay it for as long as possible. Now, the rumors I heard was this is going to go to June. This would enable Trump to boost the Trump 2.0 stimulus. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's pretty freaking wild. If that is the case, what you then end up doing is you drive a market, which would be pretty crazy, and then you can kind of see what that looks like post this Trump move. And if anything, imagine this, right? Imagine you're a US citizen, you just got like 2G's worth of like tax rebates or whatever it is. You've now got no tax on tips. You get $10,000 for a new car. You've got like, I don't know, new housing grants. They're doing something with the housing market. I can't remember exactly what it was. And then someone's going to come in and vote against your tariffs. You're going to be like, no, we need to keep Trump in. Like, we need to keep this guy in. What happens if he's not in? It's a very interesting play, by the way. But yeah, Supreme Court ruled in favor of Trump's tariffs now to 30%. That's actually nearly 10% up in little over a week. By the way, I'm not a, like, you know, MAGA Trump supporter, by the way. I'm obviously in the UK, so it doesn't affect me too much other than I am a pro-cryptocurrency standpoint when it comes to that. Hey, bro, can you please check USDT dominance? It's showing oversold on the daily. So does that mean it bounces up or BTC downward? Is it? Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't think you can necessarily use RSI on a stable coin, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Because of the nature of it. There's no demand other than you either see, in my opinion, bullish or bearish sentiment. And actually, I think with stable coins, the opposite is true. So if the charts are showing bearish for stable coins, that's bullish for markets. Does that make sense? So you got to look at them slightly differently versus like Bitcoin as an example. So if you had oversold on Bitcoin, you'd be like, if you had overbought on Bitcoin, you'd be like, so like now you would argue maybe we're a little bit overbought on RSI and Bitcoin. The reverse is said for stable coins. So just bear that in mind when you look at that. But yeah, this Supreme Court vote, I think, I'm just going to go out there and say it, I don't think they vote against it. I think they either delay, and hope that it just goes away, which sounds crazy, but that's just what I think they might do. Or there is going to be like the longest delay you can imagine, like June, July. By that point, Trump's plan will have come in. They can give a view then that's like, well, is the economy doing well? Does the country feel better? Like, do you really want to be responsible for a booming economy? Let's say they get to 6% GDP as an example. Let's say that the US get to 6% GDP. They get to a flat trade deficit. And let's say Trump pays off, I don't know, let's just pick a random number out of the air. Let's say he pays off $500 billion off the debt. Are you as is it 7 or 8 Supreme Court justices, I can't remember, are going to vote against that? That's you know, you are essentially, and imagine the leverage Trump will put on that. you know, they're going to vote against the one thing that, you know, you can't argue it outside of PPI, which technically would indicate that tariffs are causing producer price increases. But what's important here is that the consumer then isn't taking that. Now, how do you fix that? You make their energy costs cheaper. How do you make their energy costs cheaper? Bring loads of oil in from Venezuela, right? That's the reality of it. Sanction the Chinese again and bring loads of oil in from Venezuela. You bring energy costs down, you bring PPI down, consumer price stays where it is. And then you have this kind of insane booming economy that basically Sixth Court Justice is going to vote against. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it happens personally. That's just my opinion. So I actually think the tariffs are going to be a pretty big thing. Now, the point with the tariffs post all of this, and this is kind of where I think Trump will need to be a little bit smarter. And by the way, I don't know how to run a country, but what you don't want to do is kind of get it through the Supreme Court. Let's say they don't vote to make them illegal. You don't want to walk out and be like, bosh, tariff, tariff, tariff. I mean, they've technically threatened to sanction the UK if they ban X. Tariff over there. You know, they're there, aren't they? They're reciprocal if they need to, and he can stretch and do all that. The one thing to be mindful of is rumor mill going around is that essentially the US might go into Iran in the next 24 hours. Is that bad news? Don't know. I mean, it's bad news as a geopolitical, not great sort of story end, but you get my point here. You get my point. Oh, golf trip to Scotland. I mean, that's true. That's true. So, yeah, so let's keep our eyes certainly on the tariff front, because I do think that is probably worthwhile discussing. And like I said, in my opinion, I don't personally think they revoke on the tariffs. I think there's too much in it. There's too much to lose. And if they delay till June, that tells you everything you need to know. They ain't going to reverse them in June. Let's be honest. But at that point, you're probably talking $1 trillion that could have even come in just from revenue alone, just from tariff revenue, which, you know, are they really going to be like, oh, yeah, we want to give away $1 trillion? No, of course they're not. Come on. Come on. Okay. The next phase of this week. By the way, don't forget, every single day I'm putting out cryptocurrency content. I'm breaking down all of the key things in the markets. I'm keeping you plugged in. All the hottest news, all the latest charts, all of everything you need to see just to keep you plugged in. You don't need to be watching everyone's channel. Just need to watch the content we put out and take a look at what's going on, because that's going to keep you dialed into the market. We broke down the full synopsis on the Clarity app for tomorrow. We're going to take you through a little bit more now. But as you can see here, if you are brand new to the channel, definitely go and hit the subscribe button. This keeps you all up to date with all of our latest content. XRP content, got you covered. Bitcoin content, got you. Macro, got you. All right. All over there. Check it out. Worthwhile. Hit the subscribe button and then turn that notification bell on. That way you don't miss anything when we put our latest content out. All right. Good. Good. By the way, if you want to grab a channel membership as well, that gets you access to our premium Discord. Again, our trade bot alert stuff. You can set all that up. And I think a lot of people that are in it so far do enjoy it. It's a great community as well. You can just get into the normal Discord for free. If you want a little bit more, we've got a couple of bots working in there now. We can bring DeFi players up, charts, analysis, TA on it, and all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah, it's worth $6 a month. Like, you kidding me right now? It's like 35 cents a day. Crazy. If they revoke tariffs, won't they have to pay? Yes, 1,000 companies have already sued the Trump administration. So that's what I mean. Just the logistics of it would be an absolute nightmare. All right, good. So tomorrow, it's a big freaking day tomorrow. So we do have the Clarity Act, or the Market Structure Bill, basically being voted on tomorrow. Now, timings as it stands right now, we don't actually have a full understanding of what that looks like. It is going to just be as and when. I don't know if there's anything on the House voting. USA House voting vote schedule. Let's see if we can find TJ in the building. What's going on, buddy? So the Wednesday, here we go. House of Representatives, the calendar. What is the crypto one? 10 a.m. Committee Transportation, America, various measures, communication. Which one is it? Oh, is it this one? National Battlefield. Oh no, it's not this one. Is it this one? Is it the first one up? What is it? Can anyone remember what it is? Business ownership. No, it's not this one. I can't think which one it is. So winning the AI arms race against China. Yeah, oversight hearing on implementation, between a rock and a hard place, protecting US store slabs, like transportation, American AI action plan, full committee markup on various measures. Is it this one? Okay, I don't know what it is. Is it on here? Oof. No. But actually, Clarity Act delivers regulatory. Yeah, so this is it. I thought. All right, well, it's at some point tomorrow, right? Yeah, I know. I saw that, Tomato Pete, which is kind of crazy as well. Are you getting more bullish? Yes. I still won't be like, oh my God, I need to be back in this market. By the way, I did only go 50% in stablecoin, so I'm still enjoying the fact the market's pushing. But Mike, you want to put a poll up? Does the Clarity Act get passed, denied, or postponed? Well, I don't think it gets postponed, but yeah. What happens with the Clarity Act tomorrow? Pass. Denied, and or it should be pass, rejected, delayed. Now they've been having meetings today about it, so we shouldn't get some. But look, headline news. What does it do? Clarity allocating jurisdiction between the SEC and the CFTC. That'd be good news. You got new exemption from SEC registrations under a new asset class, which is going to be pretty interesting. And ancillary, crypto will become an ancillary asset class. Anti-evasion protections, resale restrictions, legal clarity, no trading on insiders. All of this is super bullish, by the way. Banking Committee's market structure bill creates clear rules on the road to digital asset industry. Right, so Banking Committee, that's what we need to look at, isn't it? So the Banking Committee's market structure bill. Let's see what the, see if we can find that. Banking Committee votes today. Oh, it'll be tomorrow, won't it? Oh, my God. Is it here? Here we go. I might have it here. Yeah, so tomorrow. Is it going to bring anything up for Thursday? Yeah. Thursday. Oh, that's annoying. There's nothing in there. Okay, let me see if I can get on the news. I was just hoping we'd find out what time it was, but all right. Well, it's fine. We'll have a look at it. Delay for sure. Interesting. So, yeah, so that's kind of where we get to. Now, there has been some pretty interesting votes on it. So here is kind of a bit of a TLDR here. So look, the Senate crypto bill nears crunch time as amendments pile up. Lobbying intensifies ahead of Senate Banking Committee hearing. In fact, Eleanor Terra saying she'd spoke to people in the markets today that were sick of talking about crypto. So clearly there is a very divided view on this, which I think is interesting. But let's see. I just want to know what time it is. Oh my God, I can't spell. What time is the vote on the market structure bill? So much content, so little time, Mark Noby, I know. I need to do don't forget I'm live with Vern on TikTok after this as well, but I need like a I need to do like a 3-hour live stream. All right, people, I got it in the end. I knew I'd get there in the end. Okay, here it is. So we expect this to be voted on at 10 a.m. All right, that's 3 p.m. UK time. The session where the senators debate and vote on the bill text before it can move forward to a potential broader floor vote. 2 votes tomorrow: the Senate Banking Committee and the Agricultural Committee as well. So 2 separate individual votes. Okay, cool. So that's it. That's kind of, we know when it's coming tomorrow, right? You can see it there. Look, if anyone was unsure, that is the official Digital Asset Market Clarity Act of 2025. So the question then is, what has been changed, right? What has been changed, if anything, or if anything that's kind of worthwhile noting, by the way. So let's go through this article. There is some stuff in here that we certainly need to talk about, and certainly gives us a bit of a flavor of what we might be coming anyway. So like we said, banking bills rarely become law, but when one has a chance to potentially get across the finish line, it becomes a lobbying bonanza. So people are like, hey, you got to pass this structure bill. Like, we know Brian Armstrong's like, bro, you got to give yield on stable coins. Like, don't take it away from us. But you can see here, look, many issues will be resolved or ironed out during Thursday's hearing throughout the legislative process, said the Digital Chamber CEO Cody Carbone in an interview with The Block. The issue has flown somewhat under the radar concerning the crypto industry for the first part of the proposed bill, the responsible securities innovation. I mean, even if you think about that, if that bit doesn't get revoked, passed, changed, or whatever, essentially we're saying that Bitcoin and the crypto market go under the CFTC. They're deemed as a commodity. Like, holy crap, let's get it. Who would have thought that 5 years ago? Can you analyze, bro, if ever exchanges will also start the BTC ETH ETF service, which are already approved by SEC to stack? I don't think so, because you have to have a slightly different license for them. And don't forget, many crypto exchanges aren't like, they're not monetary or financially approved, which sounds insane given some of the money they do. But if you look at Coinbase, which is regulated by the SEC, which essentially is completely compliant and will have things like a money market license, like a broker-dealer license, exchanges don't have them. That's why Ripple is having to do what it's having to do. And that's why back in 21, you were seeing kind of crazy-ass tokens being like, we're building our own crypto exchange. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Well, you might be, actually. Sorry, I'm getting this wrong. You might be, but you're a bunch of liars. Unless you've got like $100 million, you know, oh, Terrarium, we're going to build the best crypto exchange out there. Well, you're not, you massive choppers. The difference is we all fell for it. But anyway, that's for a totally different live stream altogether. So Title 1 is still pretty concerning, and a lot of industry folks, Carbon said the SEC remains at the front door. So this is probably the biggest bit. We want to see the crypto market go under the SEC as well, which is kind of going to be good news. All right. So what is the stuff that he's ironing out? What is the kind of nervousness out there? What are those people that are anti-crypto? They're like, no, it's a big scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. If you got money, then you're in. If you don't, then you're out. We're going to keep an eye on the price, by the way. Currently sitting at $97,568 is a pretty good news story. Okay. So what do we got? Well, the ethics group staunchly disagreed with lawmakers that the Senate Banking Committee doesn't have the authority to impose ethics provisions. In a letter sent to Scott and Senator Warren D. Mass, the group cited concerns of a bad actors taking advantage of the crypto marketplace. I mean, you could argue that in anything. It's one of my argument points. You know, if someone says to me, oh, hey, you invest in cryptocurrency, it's a big scam in it. You're like, yeah, so is cash. Like, anyway. So they're alarmed the digital asset market structure legislation that the Senate Banking Committee is going to mark up will essentially not have adequate provisions addressing government conflicts of interest. So this is a direct move on Trump, isn't it? Let's call it as it is. What they're saying here is that, well, Trump launched a meme coin. No one's really done anything about it. The family's netted billions of dollars. Like, look at Will It Be Financial, all that kind of stuff. Like, essentially, they're saying no. Now, what is hilarious when it comes to this sort of stuff is if you go and look at senators or politicians that have gone into Congress with, say, a 6-figure net worth, and they come out with a 7, 8, 9-figure net worth, you're like, come on, bro. They're almost like going, well, let's have a clean slate. All right, no one can do it anymore. While at the same time, they're like stuffing the last few like dollars in their pockets. Anyway, the gaps in the text released by Senate Banking Committee make it clear the bill contains deep flaws and failures to meet any of the necessary thresholds to be considered legitimate regulation of the crypto industry. So I'd be super interested to know who kind of put this through, really. But conflict of interest, consumer protection, environmental impacts on cryptocurrency mining. I mean, drag it out. Do what the Swiss have done. They're heating homes and water with Bitcoin mining. Pretty interesting if you ask me. So we'll see. Don't forget, we don't need a load of people to vote on this. It can be used as a very different thing. Now, this also could form part of the new Trump 2.0 stimulus. I don't know if you guys have seen all that, but these kind of crazy laws and rules that they can kind of get around may even see like bigger pushes here in the market. We may even see even more good news coming out over the course of the next 24 hours. Man, Bitcoin is rallying. Look at this, 97.6, baby. What do we got? Some heavy futures contracts coming in there, $300,000. Beautiful. Let's see it. Let's keep pushing. So, yeah, worth being very specific on this, by the way. What is happening here? Where are we at? Here we go. So, yeah, we'll see. 2-bit, we need the bot that copies Nancy on it. Yeah. She's not doing it anymore, Tim. She's out. She's clean. Don't do it anymore. Can you please analyze Night? I got liquidated, unfortunately, at 6x as it keeps dumping. I was so bullish and positive on its narrative, considering it belongs to Cardano Group. Yes, I can't do it just yet, but one of the things 100%. One of the things I want to get into a world of doing, and look, hopefully down the line, you know, if I don't have to do my 9-to-5 job and I can do this way more full time, we'll do like proper in-depth fundamental analysis on some tokens out there. We did it on Zcash, and that was a great one. I actually really enjoyed that one. It's a lot of work though. That's the problem. But I mean, Zcash is pumping right now, but you know, this is definitely a macro downtrend. I mean, Zcash might get a little breakout here if you look at it, but we analyzed the fundamentals here on this coin, didn't we? If you remember, we went through this with a pretty fine tooth comb and came to the point of going, probably not great in fairness, but you know, Zcash maybe, it's still very much a bearish trend, by the way, which is completely opposite to things like XMR and everything else. It's absolutely losing their mind right now. But, you know, worth noting a little bit here that Zcash, in my opinion, is a little bit bearish. But this is the big deal. So 10 a.m. expectation there in the US, which is 3 p.m. here in the UK. Maybe I might get the opportunity to go live tomorrow, but it will be like super, probably on my phone as an example, but we'll see. If it feels like it's worth it, I might try and do it. We'll see. And then the agricultural committee vote is later in January, right? So it comes a little bit later on. But yeah, and as much as people are going to be like, oh, this is great news if it passes, then, I know I had that up actually. Then still got a little bit to go. There's still kind of stuff we've got to work through and still kind of, still kind of get it over that. The point would be, wouldn't it, that actually, if that passes, it's probably going to go forward. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a different video. Coinbase guy doesn't support the bill as of right now. Yeah, well, that's because they want to amend the stablecoin yield, isn't it? Brian Armstrong. Haven't done silver yet? No. We can take a look. If you want me to like analyze some of the charts, we can go and analyze the charts, definitely. Tybo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Salander says, look how many low cap charts look like Mantra. I mean, that's true. I mean, I haven't looked at the Mantra chart for ages, but yeah, if you guys want to, we can take a look at silver if you want, do a little bit of analysis on it. I'm not adverse to that. We can definitely take a sneaky peek up. One of the things I wanted to talk about, just really quickly actually, was the news, and more importantly, the sentiment within the news. Remember, these markets are driven on sentiment, right? They're driven on hype, they're driven on expectations, they're driven on demand. We see this with silver, we see it with gold. But just to give you a bit of a flavor, look at some of the news coming in right now. I'll break some of these down. So the sentiment we talked about, Bitcoin taps 97K amid Goldilocks macro backdrop. Like, what? Zcast Foundation says SEC has closed the book on its year-long probe. All right, cool. Sui went down today. Did you see that? People just bought it. Like, anyway. CleanSpark and Bitfarm stock rally as firms target US. So you've got stocks rallying in mining. If you look at this, I think it is the HUT 8 price. Is another one, nearly $60 on that, and that's kind of trending the right way. So lots of mining stocks are kind of going in the right direction as well, which is kind of a bit wild. But yeah, look at this. Bitcoin hits 8-week high. Bullish. You go to the next page. Like, all the news is bullish right now. Ledger Wallet rolls out BTC yield. Paradigm lends 7.1 million seed round for attention markets. Tron options launch on Deribit by Coinbase. Like, oh my God, Tron. Bitwise rolling out a Chainlink ETF. Bitnominal launches first regulated Aptos futures in the US. Like, everything seems to be going bullish. Mantra cuts staff amid restructuring as OM token remains at 99% below peak. So, I mean, look, at least they're laying people off, and that might be a good news story. Ethereum staking hits all-time high with almost 30% of ETH supply. Remember when everyone was going, oh, but 2-bit, everyone's unstaking Ethereum and Ethereum's going to go to 0. Turns out it was nonsense. What a surprise. What a surprise. Call me surprised. Not this channel, though. Not this channel. We knew what was going on all along. Again, I must stress here, by the way, as much as I am very excited about where the market's going, we still need to break. The key bit for me, the bull market go or no goes on, all right? So, yes, we can be excited. Everyone's portfolio should feel a little bit better today. Should be up. Last 2 days have felt good. Still got some work to do, all right? We've still got the market pushed. But where do I come from in this sentiment? Exactly that. The sentiment feels bullish right now. I actually haven't looked at Fear and Greed Index. I don't know if you guys have, but let's take a quick look at that. I bet I'm going to go for 48. 48. In fact, drop in the chat what you think the Fear and Greed Index is, by the way. I don't know. Don't cheat as well. It ruins it. Chat, TikTok as well. XRP ETFs are smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. Drop in the chat. What do you think the Fear and Greed Index number is? Drop in the chat. What do you think the Fear and Greed Index is? I don't know. I'm going 48. I haven't clicked the button yet. 40. Tomato Pete, come on, bro. 49. Get out of here. I'm going 48. Drop your thoughts in the chat. Sean's gone 53. Bullish on you, Sean. Love that. 48. 32, Fat Sonic. It was like 40 yesterday. 32. Zanko. What's going on? Welcome in, buddy. Okay. 32. The Bitcoin bull run. No go zone. All depends on tomorrow. Yeah, kind of. All right. No one else putting any votes in. Frankie. Love it. 50. Let's see. Oh, it's 52. Frankie coming in fresh right now. Although Bates coin, you were 51. Holy crap. Sean, did you fit 53? You were kind of there. 53, bro. Fear and Greed Index back to neutral in the market. Now, again, we could all got 0 tomorrow. Like, let's not kid ourselves. But nice little move up here on fear and greed. Sentiment is coming back into the market. People are way optimistic. The problem we have, and we'll always have this problem, is what happens if the market structure bill doesn't go through tomorrow? Does everyone just go, oh, well, what a joke? Or do people kind of go, well, I'm not really surprised. Does it change the fundamentals? Does it change what's happened? Probably not. Probably not. And if you weren't bullish enough, by the way, Russia is finalizing a bill to open up crypto markets to non-qualified traders. You think they're going to say no to this bill? Absolutely not. No to tariffs. No to the legislation on crypto bill. Like, you got to understand, China would win with tariffs. In fact, Trump himself, didn't he, come out and said, if you vote against tariffs, you are basically pro-China. Like, he literally said that. I think the same is said to be this market structure bill. If you don't pass it, you're going to put it into the hands of these countries that are going to come back in. China, Russia, Canada, I think is going a bit more, way more bullish. Who else is going it? Luxembourg. I feel like I saw something with Luxembourg today as well. So, you know, these are the big economies though, out there. The US don't want to miss out on. Like, they don't want to miss out on. So, yeah, we will see. We will see, in my opinion. What time is the bill tomorrow? So, about 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m., depending on vote time and depending on discussion time. So, obviously, you've got some people that are going to lead this bill, some people that are heading up this bill that will put their arguments across why it should be passed. There'll be people that will then come in and be like, well, I don't think it should be passed because of this. And they'll have this back and forth. Is it an hour or something they get? Sell the rumor, buy the news, TJ. Might be right, buddy. Might be right. So yeah, what about the shutdown? See, I don't think a government shutdown is coming in. I don't think it is. And the reason why I don't think it is the one thing the Democrats shut the government down, allegedly, if you believe in, you know, singular party viewing, by the way, was the healthcare reform bill. Well, they've passed that. It's gone through. So I'm not hearing it. Bear in mind, it would shut down in 2 weeks and 4 days. No one's talking about it. No one cares about it. I just don't see it personally. I don't see it. And we would hear way more about it right now. Just in my opinion, anyway. I could be wrong, by the way. I could totally be wrong. Like I said, this isn't my full-time job. I'm just really, really, really keen and want to learn loads about it. Yeah, so look at this. Lawmakers have been working to pass major spending bills and have already approved some important packages to prevent a repeat shutdown. The progress has caused many analysts to say the odds of another shutdown are declining. Congress is trying to finish the remaining budget work before the January 30th deadline. So, yeah, I think it's very unlikely at this minute. If I was to put a number on it, then it would be, in my opinion, 50-50. Well, probably less than 50-50, I would say. I was just wondering if they'd put anything on here. But yeah, I don't see it. But I don't think so anyway. That's my opinion. Now, again, I could be wrong. I mean, what does not that this is what you should judge everything on, by the way, but I wonder what Polymarket's view of the government shutdown is. 32%, by the way, on the tariffs, just FYI. So the government shutdown. Will there be another government shutdown by January 31st? 21%, of which $2 million in volume has already been attached to that. So the view is, from a broader view, they're not going to. That doesn't mean they won't, by the way, and it doesn't mean that things can't change really, really quickly, but I think it's unlikely, all right? That's just where I sit with this. I think it's unlikely. By the way, if you're brand new to the channel, by the way, consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, drop a like if you're enjoying this type of content. You want to stay up to date with markets. Remember, every single day, I sit in this chair. I'm analyzing markets. I'm bringing you the best news I can. I'm trying to make sure that everyone is going to win in this market as much as we all can. Again, if you just hit the like, drop a subscribe button, and then jump in our Discord. Best community in crypto right now. Don't believe me? Get into the Discord. It's a bit quiet. We could do with a bit more chatty in there, but I truly believe and stand by that this community is the best community I've ever been in. And people come and people go and people come back and all that kind of stuff. But it's in my opinion, the best community in the world. Is Canton Network bullish? It's private blockchain. So let me tell you, I am actively looking to take a position in Canton Network. I am. Right now, it's dumping. So it's dumped to the 20-day exponential moving average. So I was looking like I might take an opportunity here. But this is momentum down right now. So I'm like, okay, well, let me see where this goes. You can see here, look, momentum down Canton Network. I think it's bullish. I definitely am interested in it, but I want to get it at an absolute premium or price. So I am in the markets for some Canton. I'm going to wait till it comes down a little bit further. Where do I think it could come down? Well, look at this. Big support lines right now. If we lose this support, this is 14 cents, then we could come down a little bit further. Then I'd be looking at maybe starting to ladder in 13.8, potential wicks below 13.5. We could even see a lower retest of around 12.9, something like that. So if I had $1,000 to put in it, I'm doing it in 3.30s. You know what I mean? That's kind of a sensible way. Ladder yourself into the market. You're not then kind of chasing things, which you shouldn't be. But yeah, the fact that we're seeing alts push down today, for me, told me that I might get a little bit more of a discount as getting into that Canton Network one. So yeah, worthwhile thinking about. All right, good. So let me close that. What else do we have that I wanted to touch on? I don't know if we have any more. Oh my God, it's quarter. Where has that live stream gone? It's fucking 9:45. What? Vern, right. Everyone, make sure you give Vern a follow. I'm going to be live with him on TikTok after this. We're back, right? The boys are back. We want to get your views, opinions, thoughts, views, everything. Come and join us. It's open to guests. Come up, chat with us. It's going to be epic. All right, I'm excited about it. We haven't done it for a good chunk of time. I think probably before Christmas. So be good to get back and start shooting the chewing the fat, the proverbial Bitcoin fat. So come and join us. It's going to be great. Okay. Bullish. Right. What do I want to show you guys? I want to show you guys some other key things that happened yesterday that we need to keep an eye out for. So remember last night, we were sort of sat here and it got to about 10 o'clock. Market closes in New York and sort of over that way. And then we sort of got this massive rally in the market. Look what happened. You had just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8, 9. You had the best part of $250 million start piling into the crypto market from BlackRock, right? So they wiped out the negative and then went up. $250 million is what they bought. And, you know, what we are seeing right now, just FYI, 3 hours ago, guess what? BlackRock were buying 30 million, 30 million, 30 million. They've been steadily accumulating over the course of this day. BlackRock are freaking buying some crazy numbers. Now, you can also see this here on this Coinbase hot wallet, and you can sort of see what's happening in terms of any bigger moves going out there as well, because this is one of their bigger wallets. This is kind of where it aggregates across a number of different cold storage wallets, all the rest of it. But again, if you go to big bucks, these are $10 million buys. Look at some of this stuff going out here, by the way. Going to BlackRock, going to Prime Custody. These are OTC deals that you've got going out there, all right? BlackRock buying even more. There is a definite demand right now and an insatiable demand for Bitcoin at a certain degree. Even whale wallets and everything else, they are absolutely freaking stacking some bags right now. So pretty interesting to watch how all this is playing out. Forget the market makers. We don't care about market makers. If Bitcoin's going to the moon, market makers get liquidated. All right. That's kind of what we're interested in right now. So good. All right. Spot bags are pretty I mean, man, these are futures, aren't they? Yeah, these are futures. Okay. Let's look at some of the futures trades right now. Let's just keep this open. Just from a volume perspective. That'll be good. What's going on, Andy? Good to see you, man. Hi, everyone. Does the TikTok stream on any of the platforms simultaneously? No. No, but you can just get into it in a browser. You don't actually have to have a TikTok account. You can just watch it on a browser. So I do need to try and put it in. I literally am trying to book some time off work to align a couple of bits off. But yeah. It's gonna be good, in my opinion. And hopefully I can kind of run it through OBS and run it through. Like OBS is like the studio I use to stream to YouTube and all the rest of it. TikTok's a little bit different. You have to get to a certain point, I think, to get a stream key, which then I could link into OBS and do all that kind of stuff. But anyway, by the way, if you've got any questions, thoughts, opinions, by the way, let me know. Drop it in the chat. We got I don't even know. I feel like Verna might just continue on with this live stream. Like it's 10 to 10. I feel like I haven't even started this live yet. And then we'll go into TikTok. So let everyone know we're live. We're gonna keep this moving. We're gonna keep it bullish. And yeah, fingers crossed we'll absolutely full send it to the max, which would be great. It's gonna be great. The chart looks insane. Yeah, I mean that chart does look. It's just like it's liquidity in it. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're interested in. Some of these big volume futures contracts, these are people taking out, big positions on Bitcoin. For example, 97,415, $194,000 long position just taken up here, which again is pretty freaking bullish. And yeah, you want to see these kind of, these kind of moves coming in and loads more liquidity start to flow into the market. That's how you see these push. That's how we get it. Selmo, he's in the house. What's going on, Selmo? Good to see you, man. Ripple got a license in Luxembourg. That was it. I couldn't remember who it was for Luxembourg. Couldn't Can't remember. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty bullish as well, isn't it? Lots of great news for XRP. I mean, someone asked, I think earlier on, by the way, will the market structure bill support XRP? It's going to support the broader market. Like, it'll make it easier for companies like Ripple. You know, don't forget, licensed now by the FCA in the UK, Luxembourg, Switzerland. Like, yeah, you should be bullish on XRP, in my opinion. Should be bullish on XRP. All right, good. I don't want to see Iran get hit at the minute. I don't think anyway. I mean, if it's going to be super bullish for markets and it's the right thing, I mean, they are killing their own people, by the way, but we don't want to get anything like super, super mega crazy right now. You know, none of us want that, to be honest. But yeah. Alrighty. Okay, Paul Barron is bullish on XRP. Yeah, I saw quite a few bits with Paul Barron, actually, which is interesting. I think a lot of people are secretly bullish on XRP. They just don't want to say anything. They're like, well, you know, maybe I am bullish. Maybe I'm not bullish. I just don't want to tell anybody. So Sammy Silver says 45. You guys must be way behind where we are in the live stream. Move your cursor forward. I mean, they'll probably get this in about 10 years, but anyway, right. Let's keep an eye on what's going on with BTC. Let's take a look at the pre-markets. We haven't looked at those today. And like I said, you got any questions, thoughts, opinions, views, whatever, let me know. Equally, what your opinion is. FJO said, sold on my XRP to buy XRP. Nice, bro. The strats. They are the strats. Tomato P. Oh, man. Love it. Love it. Right, let's look at the pre-markets. And let's see where we are. By the way, don't forget, if you want to get in access to that premium Discord, grab a channel membership. It's about $6 a month. Totally worth it. Bottom of the screen helps out the channel as well. You don't have to, like I said, but it does give you access to our premium section. We got 2 bots running in there now. We can do DeFi, you can do TradFi, you can do whatever you want. It gives you a view of the markets, analyzes the charts, does all that stuff. A simple click of a couple of buttons and booyakasha, you can get all of that. Equally, you're definitely going to get way more access to me if that's something you want. Might not be. Might not be. You know, you guys might be like, I don't care about you 2-bit. Then that's also fine, by the way. That's also fine. Right, let me just kick. By the way, just because a lot of you are in the Discord, is the Discord like, you're not getting like loads of like people just randomly messaging you and stuff? Because we have like a direct message. You can't message each other in the Discord. That's bullish. And we stopped all of the people. Like, we stopped the bots getting in as well. At least I think we have, because you have to verify now. Man, I'll message you for Telegram. Yeah, you can get all my links if you need me to. Okay, I don't need a graphics designer for anything, by the way, but feel free to message me if you want. I personally like accept people. The only people I know are all correct XRP. Yeah, I think it's very Marmite XRP, in my opinion. But yeah, so again, just giving you a bit of a flavor. Again, you don't have to. I'm not saying that you should all just, you know. Oh, what do I do here? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. No, not that. There we go. If you are interested, by the way, this is what you get when you jump in there. Pretty exciting. So this is the trade bots where all of our bots kind of work in there. So you can bring up a heat map to the top 50 coin. You can analyze any DeFi. Again, it's going to give you a rug checker look. So here, for example, this coin was an LP unlock. You know, you can be like, oh, okay, let's take a look at it. Breaks it down in way more detail. You can analyze markets, top trending charts. And it is as simple as, look, click. And then you can click on, let's click on here. Let's get the best performing coins. Go. And it's going to do this and go boom. There we go. ICP at 29. You see Zcash moving a little bit. Pump Fund 9%. That's going to allow you to go and do some of your trading as well. So if you are, can you guys see that? Is it even cool on the screen? Yeah, that's cool. So if you are interested in all of that, then that's how you get involved. All right. Dead easy. Save me on a rug pull. There you go. Did it actually end up being a rug pull, Mark, as well? Did it actually end up being one? That would be wild if it did. That would actually be wild if it did. Should we bring it up? Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. Okay, let me bring it up. Let me have a look. Bro, that's awesome if it did, by the way. That is actually awesome if it did stop you getting on a rug pull. See? $6. $6. Unbelievable value. Unbelievable value. You don't get that anywhere else. So, yeah. Do you think Bitcoin will hit all-time high in 26? I hope Bitcoin hits an all-time high in 2026. Right now, the answer, if you were to say, look, to it, you have to give a definitive answer as to what you think is going to happen in the market. My view would be right now. Oh yeah, it was. They proper scammed this coin, didn't you? Yeah, this ASA coin. I was looking at it thinking, this isn't a rug pull, by the way, but yeah, they definitely did something here. Look, all these are bot buys, and then it stops at 15.27. Still showing liquidity, but I bet they drained it, haven't they? I bet they've drained the liquidity pool. Interesting. Get out of here, you massive chops. Anyway, right. So yeah, if you would say to me, right, Tibet, give us your definitive view, I would say no. And the reason I would say no is because we have to break the bull market go or no go. If we break the bull market go or no go, then I would be like, yeah, I think it will. So it's a little bit of a trick question, if I'm honest. And I know you haven't intended it as a trick question, but right now, to keep to my theory and to keep my integrity on my view, by the way, I'm going to say no, but a breakout of the bull market go or no go zone, which if anyone's interested, by the way, sits around 99,000 to 100K. If it breaks above that, then yeah, I would absolutely say yes. Martin says, if you're an OG looking for an OG meme coin on the OG chain, BNB Pepe is the perfect choice. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's take a look at it. Where? Oh, did I close that window down? Oh, that's kind of annoying. Let's take a look. It wouldn't surprise me at all, Tomato Pete. Can you imagine? Can you have a look at Jasmine, please? 2 bits forming a bull flag. Yes. Give me 10 seconds. I mean, it's going to be longer than that. I'm literally lying to you because it's going to take longer than 10 seconds to do what I'm doing. BNB Pepe. Let's have a look. Oh, there you are. I think wrap BNB. Oh, nice. It's up 20%, bro. Let's go. Full send. Yeah, my biggest point would be 101K, where you'd be like, right, market's fully back. I mean, where are you at now? 268K market cap. Ouch. Man, it's such a, yeah, I mean, it's just, this is the thing, like, it was a hard time to launch coins back end of the year into the January. I mean, fair play to you. I mean, what did it run up to? 1 cent. So, I mean, you're up 25% right now. Good news, but you're just a victim of the markets. And look, and I know exactly how that feels, by the way. Exactly how that feels, where you go into all the best laid price of men. That's why a lot of people have been, I wouldn't say giving me shit about something, but, people have been a bit like, come on, what are you doing with all this, that, and the other? And, we've tried to be sensible here. We're trying to play the market right. You can go and verify everything you want. We've still got liquidity sat there. It's all ready to rock and roll. We're all good to go. If the market comes with us, you better believe it's coming as well. So, I'd stay very close to what's going on. If you're interested, by the way, check out rekrabbit.com, REKTrabbit.com. Have a look, see what you think. But keep close to this one. Join the Telegram. Be ready. In my opinion, as it says here, contract address is coming soon. If I was to tell you that, it's good to go. Like, it's good to go. We're ready. So it just needs to launch into the right market. Otherwise, you are you're making life hard for yourself before you even start. All right. Joe says, I posted my chart over yesterday on the general chat on Discord. Yeah, I saw that. Shout out to you. Love it. I think that's a play so far. It can change. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course it can. Of course it can. Also, if you haven't seen, by the way, I officially have made it onto the Fluence YouTube page. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but yeah, here I am, look. They did a full interview with me, which is super bullish. All right, so you should go and check it out. There I am, look. Looking super bullish with the Fluence team. So yeah, go and give it a watch if you haven't already. Don't watch it now because you're watching my live stream, by the way, but be cool to watch it. Give it a like, look. No one cares. Look, 13 people watched it. Oh, man. Not even the community goes and watched it. But yeah, if you're interested, I mean, most of you know my story anyway. But yeah, it was kind of fun. The only problem was, obviously, I was at work. So it was like super hard. So I should have been here really, but I couldn't make it work any other way. But go and check them out. Right. Pre-market data, dead quick. Pre-market. Sui's still going strong. Yeah. Do you see the network went down today, Fairground? The network went down for Sui. Everyone just bought more. Like, it's almost like, it's wild. People are just like, oh my God, Sui network's gone down. Just buy it. So yeah, Dow looks like it could open down, S&P down, NASDAQ marginal down. The Russell, this is good news. Russell indicating that it's going to open up. That's good. Remember, Russell tracks 2,000 of the mid to low cap coins in the stock market, telling you that that's a measure of risk. So yeah, or has kind of always, been a measure of risk really. So certainly worth keeping your eyes peeled on that one. The Russell could be good news. Where do we get in terms of Hong Kong Stock Exchange? Down a little bit. Shanghai down. STI marginally up. You also got commodities look like they're going to continue rallying tomorrow, which is insane. The Japanese yen looks like it's coming down, Craig, against the dollar. Oil up a little bit. VIX looks like it's going to push up a little bit. And then what? New York Stock Exchange up. Tran up. Rust 2K up. Could be interesting. Could be interesting, all right? The NASDAQ 100 looking like it's going to be down as well. So, could be a fun day tomorrow. As long as Trump doesn't bomb Iran tonight, we're probably going to be all right. Let's hope he doesn't go in. Like we don't need any sort of craziness going on while we're all asleep. Or definitely ahead of this bill stuff tomorrow. We don't need that. Mouse, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Good to see you, man. Zach says silver up 7% today. I think it will break 100 by the end of the week. Feels like it, doesn't it? 93.17. It's still rallying aftermarket. It's wild, if you ask me. Wild. Jasmine and Injective look almost the same on the weekly charts. Oh, yeah, someone take a look at Jasmine. Down about 1%. Yeah, I mean, oh, yeah, like 100%. Look at this. I mean, it's a 4-hour chart, by the way. Look at that as like, I mean, you could even argue, I mean, this was the breakout line that we wanted before, so I'm just going to move that back to there. But, I mean, yeah, Jasmine is giving us the vibes. It's giving us the vibes, look. Look at this chart, everybody. You guys know what this chart means? So, you know, we're retesting the 20-day exponential moving average right now. Maybe that's the play. Off that 20-day exponential moving average. The triple bottom setup, look. Maybe that's it. Let's hope so, eh? Jasmine's certainly looking like it could start to play out a little bit more favorably here. Definitely, like I said, this was the breakout that we got. So, I mean, officially we broke, retested. You know, holding 20-day EMA right now. That's good news. It's good news. Nadal says it's going to happen. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Yeah, I know, Craig. Yeah, it hurts my feelings, if I'm honest. Yeah, well, hopefully, Mark Noby. Thanks for waiting 2 bit. Brilliant timing. Hopefully. And then we can get it out. We can do what we need to do with it. And then we can absolutely send it to the moon as ETH breaks out above 4,000. You know, and then people are getting wrecked on long leverages. It's going to be like, oh my God, what is this? The Wrecked Rabbit meme coin? Oh, yeah, bro. I'm in. And when we break $100 million market cap, everyone's going to be like, oh, man, I'm so glad I'm in 2 bit. Hopefully, anyway. There are always 3 major currencies in the car when dealing with stocks and crypto: the dollar, the yen, and the ruble. Is that true? The ruble? Maybe. Maybe. Let's hope so. Like I said, it could all absolutely go to zero as well. Let's be clear. But it won't be a New York mayor coin where he rugs 3 million out of it. That definitely won't be the case. So, yeah. Fingers crossed. All right. BTC 97.5, really holding up around this range, which is good news if you ask me. That's bullish. Bullish news. We just don't want to see any kind of macro craziness going on right now. Let's take a quick look at the news, see if anything is coming in right now. Any breaking news? Tomato Pete. No. We're going to go Tomato Pete in the newsroom. And Tomato Pete, any breaking news right now? No. All right, cool. Bullish. Bullish. All right. Don't forget, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I definitely recommend doing it. 6 days a week, we're here breaking down the channel, breaking down what's going on in the crypto markets. If you're interested, 4 and a bit years we've been in now. 4 and a bit years we've been together as a community as well, which is pretty exciting, isn't it? If you ask me, I think it's exciting. Right. So, Justin, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has just pulled his support for the Senate Crypto Market Structure Bill, saying that the text is materially worse than the current status quo and that he would rather have no bill than a bad bill. Interesting. After reviewing the Senate bill draft text over the last 48 hours, Coinbase unfortunately cannot support a bill as written. There are too many issues, including a de facto ban on tokenized equities, DeFi prohibitions giving the government unlimited access to your financial records and removing your right to privacy. That's why privacy coins are going wild. Erosion of the CFTC's authority, draft amendments that would kill rewards on stablecoins. That's a big one. That's a big one because that's just bank lobbying, and that's what we have currently at the same time as well. I'd be curious to know who's put these in. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they won't do it, but, we'll see. But, yeah, this is kind of the whole reason why Monero is going wild. I bet it's absolutely taken off again right now. Monero is at, 738. I mean, it's on a little bit of a correction right now, but, yeah. That's me. I love your breaking news too, mate. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. Okay, so old Brian Armstrong is no longer going to support it. Anything else going on? Justin Brian Armstrong basically says no. US expected to attack Iran in the next 24 hours. Russia says the US attack on Iran would be the gravest mistake. Oh my God. If World War III breaks out tonight, I'm going to be so mad, right? So mad. You'd be like, bro, come on. Like, the world is against us. Anyway, there's a lot for it to, you know, it being a rumor and it actually happening. Let's just call a spade here. But what's this? Senate just blocked the House-passed bill handling tens of billions of big insurance for 3 years under Obamacare. 17,000 Republicans betrayed Trump to push it forward, but it would have been vetoed anyway. Okay. Is that what happened? Is that what happened with Biden? Did he just be like, nope, you're not having this crypto bill going through? Holding on banks' request for World Limit Financial? Yeah, I mean, I think I hold World Limit Financial, and I'm in a world where I'm like, yeah. You know, hopefully we get some bullish news, fingers crossed. Would there be World War III now, or would have already had 5? Well, I mean, maybe, Craig. Maybe. Difficult one to say. Man. It's honestly, it's wild that some of the stuff that comes up on X, by the way, is pretty crazy. Breaking: Russia has issued a threat to America of a potentially Iran interface. Any US attack on Iran would be categorically unacceptable and would be the gravest mistake and disastrous consequences. I mean, there's a lot to say that and a lot to go to war. Ripple here says, well, long overdue the move on the Senator Tim Scott on banking GOP on the market structure is a massive step forward for Brad. But it's interesting then you've got Brad Garlinghouse is like, nah, bro. Brian Armstrong's like, no. But Brad's like, yeah, that's fine. We're at the table and we'll continue to move forward with fair debate. I remain optimistic the issues can be resolved through the mark-up process. Yeah, so they can still change some of this stuff, can't they? They can still change some of this stuff. A lot there, isn't there? There's a lot to go through here. Some myths here, look. So the bill deviates from securities law and would provide fewer investor protections and compliance. This claim is false. The bill relies on long-standing securities laws. Oh, maybe Brian Armstrong just got it wrong. Maybe it's all going to be fine. I think I saw you, brah. Did you? Let it happen to me. I'm going to go and dig my... I don't even know what that means, Fairground. They're going to ban X in the UK. Nah, he said, did you not see what Starmer said today? He said that that it passes the laws or something, but they're still going to push on with some of this other stuff. Is what it is, isn't it? Is what it is, in my opinion. Is it me or is there a bearish flag on World Limit Financial waiting to see the retracement? I mean, I've been watching World Limit Financial. I haven't bought any more, but I mean, maybe you could argue a little bit. It's a difficult one to call from where it's from, though. But yeah, maybe a little bit. Equally, you could argue it's just a retrace on this downward sloping trend line that we've had. Look at the weekly candles here. So, you know, you're looking for this break here on this weekly candle, in my opinion. Why have you just blocked Fairground, Casey? Oh, what it said there? It came and said moderator Casey blocked Fairground. Check it. Check it for me. Polygon had good news. Yeah, I saw that. I still think it's terrible, though. Well, terrible's unfair, actually. Terrible's unfair, but I still think it's not worth... As a layer 2, I don't think it's great. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, what's the price of it right now? God, I don't even know, actually. What is the price of it? V-Chain. Is it even in the top 100? It's on Matic, isn't it? Why am I looking for that? Matic. 15 cents. What? Show your hand, brah. Thanks, Casey. Good man. What crypto am I most bullish on? Great question. Don't know. Don't know, if I'm honest. Obviously, everyone would be like, well, surely it's XRP. I mean, XRP's definitely got some upside, but I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum, to be honest, as a institution, adoptable coin. I think ETH could be good. Solana, if you were probably probably Solana would be my, what do I think is going to be the biggest? And I guess where I'm positioned that could be beneficial to me, if that makes sense. So like I've got a chunk of Solana. I think the last time I checked my portfolio, I had about $90 of Solana or something like that. So I'm really optimistic about where that's going to go. XRP is a little bit less. I've got about $60 of XRP. So bullish on both of those. Just got kicked on TikTok. Yeah, it's Fairground. He's unblocked. He's fine. You're back. You're back, Fairground. Don't worry about it. I don't know why. He just fat fingered it, I think. I mean, Zebek a little bit. But again, to the point I made yesterday, the problem I have with Zebek is it dumps when it shouldn't do and pumps when it shouldn't do. So I was a bit like, yeah, I'm just out. I think I sold my bag up here. So I did all right on it, but nothing super crazy. No. No. I don't do ASMR, weirdly enough. I literally just talk about the crypto markets. Definitely not. Unless someone's done some sort of weird AI meme of me, but no. Corp, no idea, bro. Absolutely no idea what you're talking about. XRP is my biggest hold. I wish I'd been buying BTC over the past few years. I mean, that's true, but you know, it depends when you got into XRP. The difference between this, and this is why I talk about XRP in the way I do, is if you look at potential upside and catalyst to drive it, there's way more for XRP than there is for Bitcoin. Way more. Like Bitcoin's got institutions, banks, technically the global financial market, but XRP's got actual integration and use case. No one is going to scale and use Bitcoin. Let's face it. No bank's going to be like, oh, I just need to transact $6 billion of Bitcoin. It's just not going to happen. It cost them too much. And the error rate. How many times do you see like a Bitcoin transaction that doesn't go through properly, that someone loses like 500 grand or whatever it is? Pull out a death cross on the daily and hit back at 200 might just put in a low to the upside. Maybe. Maybe. I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about, Cole. And I just think you're yeah, no idea, bro. No idea. But hey, if there is one, I hope you enjoyed it. Good. ETH price prediction. Well, again, it's that difficult thing, isn't it? Do we think ETH and the bull market is about to break out? If it does, then, you know, I don't know if I sit on the same fence as Tom Lee. The only thing I do know with Ethereum is that it is a institutionally built coin and that they are upgrading Ethereum like you wouldn't believe. In theory, you could get insane scalable L2s on Ethereum, which could be like the cheapest things you've ever transacted on, that comparable to Solana, which would be pretty crazy. Sui, all those kind of ones as well. But yeah, I mean, ETH layer 1, I think would be good. I think you're going to see it adopted in loads of kind of transaction stuff, in my opinion, anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. Bit Celine Dion there for you guys. Who likes a bit of Celine? Okay, right. Where are we at? Nearly quarter past 10 right now. So don't forget, we're going to be going live on TikTok again in like 15 minutes time. So I am going to call it here and we're going to be back on TikTok in about 15, 20 minutes. So look out for that. 47% of you believe that the Clarity Act or the market structure bill will go forward tomorrow. Let's hope so. But we'd love to see some of you guys in the TikTok live with Vern and I. We'll be there for about an hour. You are welcome to join us. It's going to be epic as always, getting his reactions to the market, views on what's coming, and anything else that we want to talk about. So don't forget, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button as well if you're super bullish on these markets. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys back here tomorrow, same time, same place. If you are not joining us on TikTok, if you are, then join us. It's going to be epic. Right. Thank you so much, everybody. Catch you on the flip side. See you soon.